This is Kim and Shannon.
Are you newly engaged and don't know where to start?
Have you been planning for a while and are ready to elope?
Don't stress, we've got your back.
We are From Ring to Veil,
Your wedding planning heroes. Wedding Facts and Findings, episode number 201.
Have you joined our Facebook group yet? If not, why? We're having great fun over there. Lots of questions, lots of answers, cool, interesting questions that I haven't heard of before. You can find us on Facebook, From Ring to Veil Wedding Planning Community.
Have you subscribed to our podcast? If you haven't, just go and subscribe. Click on that little subscribe button in your podcast app and you'll hear us. You'll get a notification every week when we release a new episode.
Have you taken advantage of our timelines and checklists? You can find them at fromringtoveil.com/checklists. They are $3.99. There are 25 plus pages of wedding planning goodness. It gets you started out on the right foot.
So this week's episode is full of facts about weddings. Who would have thunk it?
Oh, stuff like how much are the average costs for everything in the wedding, and even the best places to get married ranked by WalletHub. We thought that was pretty interesting. You know, was it last week or 2 weeks ago? It's hard to remember.
It was last week.
We announced that Atlanta is the fourth best place to get married, according to this WalletHub survey. So we're going to share some more about that with you, the top 10 at least.
So we're going to start at number 10 on this list. It's my neck of the woods, Austin, Texas. Let me tell you, Austin, they're talking about this whole area. So Central Texas has awesome places to get married. So I think it should be number 2. But anyway.
So I just wanted to say, we'll have a link to this, of course. So you can go to the show notes, either right there in your podcast app, or you can go from ringtoveil.com/201 and find the link. It says that they examined each city across 27 indicators of wedding friendliness, ranging from average wedding costs to venues, event spaces, per capita to hotel availability. So it was a wide range. It wasn't just that they picked whatever the one they liked the best. So that's where they're coming from. Number 9 is New York.
Which I thought New York would be at the top.
Yeah, I thought so too. But their total score is 61.51. And that's with all the rankings. So the cost ranking, they're 161st. Their facilities and services rank number 5. So that's pretty good. Activities and attractions rank number 3. So I think that's why they're so high. They may be a little more costly, but there's a lot of other things to take advantage of, which makes sense, right?
Yeah. So number 8 is San Diego. I don't know about that one. Of course, I've never been to San Diego, so it might be really nice.
Well, what did they rank? Number 8 for facilities and services, and number 6 for activities. So again, a larger city, they have more to offer, and it's going to cost you a little more.
Yeah.
Number 7, Chicago. Their ranking was 63.16 across the board. Their cost ranking is 82. So they're less expensive than New York and San Diego. But they're a little more expensive than Austin. So that's pretty cool.
Number 6, San Francisco, California. Their rank is 63.29 and their cost rank is 166. So they're more expensive than New York.
That's right.
But they're number 1 in facilities and services. So they have lots of places to get married.
Number 5, Miami, Florida. Now I've been there and it's really hot and humid. Just so that's all I can remember about it. Their cost rank is 98. Facilities and services they're number 3. So that's pretty good.
Of course, Atlanta, Georgia is number 4, as we mentioned last week. Their cost rank is number 67. Their facilities and service rank is number 7. And 13th on activities and attractions. So they have quite a few places to get married as well.
All right, we mentioned this last time. Los Angeles is number 3. Their cost rank is up there. It's 139, but they're number 1 for activities and attractions. And I wonder if it's just there's so many attractions there, not necessarily wedding related, but just so much to do.
Okay, so number 2 is Las Vegas. Las Vegas is one of the middle ground places to get married. 51. Their cost rank is 51. Their total score is 73. And then, of course, they have a lot of facilities. You could go get married at a chapel or a hotel or,
Anywhere. Mm-hmm. Lots of attractions, I'm sure.
And number 1 is Orlando.
Which is what? What's there? Disney?
Disney and...
What's the other one?
Universal.
There you go. Their cost is pretty good. They're 42nd, so that's not too bad. But I do have to say, Seattle ranked number 14th. Their cost is 125th, so it's kind of in the middle. Not the highest, not the lowest. I guess it's not really in the middle. It's more on the higher end, right? Yeah, that's right. Number 10 for facilities and services. Now, I don't know if it's just Seattle or if it's the Seattle area, including Snohomish County.
Which has more venues per capita than I've ever seen ever in my whole entire life.
We're not kidding, guys. Really. Really. So this list includes 182 cities across the board. And as you go down, it gets, lower in rankings, of course. But those are just the top 10 plus Seattle, according to WalletHub. They also gave us some more statistics that we want to share with you. They started off sharing the 5 lowest average wedding costs places, right? Best city versus worst city. I'll read off the lowest ones, and then Shani can read off the highest ones. The 5 lowest average wedding costs cities are number 5, Knoxville, Tennessee. Number 4, Huntington, West Virginia. Number 3, Las Cruces, New Mexico. Number 2, Brownsville, Texas. And number 1, El Paso, Texas. Quit laughing.
Poor El Paso. Never mind.
All right. Highest average wedding cost cities, Shannon.
Bridgeport, Connecticut. Pearl City, Hawaii. Honolulu, Hawaii. Yonkers, New York. And Jersey City, New Jersey. Is number 1.
That's interesting how high the average wedding cost is. I wonder why. Why is New Jersey so high? That's interesting. Okay. Most wedding chapels and churches per capita, and Snohomish County is not on here. I'm just surprised. We've got Las Vegas, of course, Los Angeles, Richmond, Virginia, Pittsburgh, PA, and Birmingham, Alabama. They're number 1. They have the most wedding chapels and churches per capita.
Should have been Georgetown, Texas in there somewhere, because there's a church on every corner. Anyway. Fewest wedding chapels per capita. West Valley City, Utah.
Okay.
I'm not going to go there. South Burlington, Vermont. Pembroke Pines, Florida. Pearl City, Hawaii. And Cape Coral, Florida.
Okay. Most event planners per capita. All right. Washington, D.C., Denver, Colorado, Aurora, Colorado, Orlando, Florida, Seattle, Washington. There we go. And Tacoma, Washington. They're kind of tied for 5th. So Seattle and Tacoma, which is basically the same thing. Wow. Okay.
Fewest event planners per capita. Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Augusta, Georgia, Bakersfield, California, Mobile, Alabama, and Anchorage, Alaska. So if you want to be an event planner, maybe you will find more business in some of these towns. I don't know.
Anchorage, I can understand. Don't they have very little people and very little women or something like that?
Yeah.
Best weather. Okay. It depends on what you like. We'll just say that. We've got Henderson, Nevada, Scottsdale, Arizona, Bakersfield, California, Riverside, California, and Glendale, California. They like California.
They like California. I guess because it's so mild most of the year. But then you've got to deal with part of the year fires and Santa Ana winds, and then you got the worst weather. Juneau, Alaska. I can see that. Buffalo, New York. Rochester, New York. So much snow. Warwick, Rhode Island, and Providence, Rhode Island. Huh. That's weird.
That is weird. Well, I guess they get a lot of snow.
Yeah.
But whatever. I guess they're taking that all into effect. So, okay, that's fine. We'll take it. Whatever. All right. So that is our information from WalletHub on the best places to get married. A little bit more information than just that. Zola, the wedding company that will do anything for love. Join 500,000 couples who have used Zola.
Conveniently manage everything online and in one place. It saves you so much time.
You can create a free wedding website and registry in just a minute. It's very easy, very customizable. We went through it ourselves, and that's true. You can very easily set up a nice website and integrate your registry so that your guests just go to one place and there's everything they need to know for your wedding.
Zola has over 500 top brands from KitchenAid and Cuisinart to Sonos and Airbnb. You can create a honeymoon fund and register for travel gift cards like Delta and Southwest.
And we really like that option.
Yes.
Zola also now has matching save the dates and invitations. So you can use your free guest list manager, add your guests to Zola's tools, and they'll help you collect addresses, format your addresses, and track RSVPs.
To start your free wedding website or registry on Zola, go to zola.com/FRTV.
That is Zola, ZOLA.com/FRTV. All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty about costs. I know everybody is very interested about costs. You know, there's so much information out there about how to save money on weddings, but we thought it'd be good to share with you what the statistics are now that the 2018 averages are out.
Yeah.
And in fact, it says it's dropped a little bit. So that's encouraging.
So in 2017, the average cost of a wedding was $25,764. In 2018, it is now $24,723. That's a 4% drop.
Which is somewhat significant.
Yeah.
So we have a link to this so that you guys can look at it to the extent that you want to. We're not going to read everything, but we want to share a few of the stats with you just so you kind of can gauge what's going on out there. And then this is all just to say this is what the average has been. Just because it's at a certain point doesn't mean you have to pay that much, right?
Right.
We have always and will always tell you to go through and prioritize what is the most meaningful to you and use your money on that and cut things that are not meaningful to you. You don't have to have everything and you don't have to be like everybody else or the norm. You can do it your way. So with that being said, these are some of the statistics when it comes to the costs.
This is how they came up with the cost differences. The latest average wedding cost is based on a survey samples collected from January 1st, 2018 through December 31st, 2018, and it's 6,792 samples. So they did categories in every stage of wedding planning, you know, coordinators, flowers, DJs, and all that stuff. The survey included couples that were married and spent money on their upcoming wedding. The average number of guests was 125. And the travel distance from home to get married the average was 48 miles.
So I guess these are not destination weddings, correct?
Yeah, right.
Not elopements either, probably.
The average number of bridesmaids was 4, and the average number of groomsmen was 4.
All right, let's just start with attire and accessories. I think we should talk about wedding dresses. They had a little bit of a change. They went down just a little bit from the average of 2017 being $1,220 to the average in 2018 being $1,217. So not much of a change. Basically, they're staying the same.
Beauty and spa, which we recommend if you're looking for a hair and makeup artist, reserve them early because they get filled up fast, especially the really good ones.
That's right.
There's not much change. There was $1 change in hair service between the 2 years. And manicures and pedicures stayed around $45. So there's not much change there. This is probably per hour.
Yeah, that's what I would think, yeah.
Because it says $67 in 2017 and 2018 was $68. So I'm thinking that's per hour.
Mm-hmm. I would think so too.
Yeah.
So not much change in the entertainment, in DJs, live bands, and musicians. So everything is about the same. Some a little more, some a little less. Nothing too significant there. But in flowers, the biggest change in flowers would be boutonnieres and corsages actually went up a little bit, which surprises me because I would think corsages would be going down. It seems like they're not as popular as they used to be.
Yeah. Yeah. Bouquet stayed the same. I guess this is on the average of having a bride and 4 bridesmaids. Mm-hmm. This seems low to me.
Okay. Well, I mean, who knows where they took that sample from?
Yeah. And if it's DIY or, Mm-hmm. But it says the average cost was $339 in 2017 and $338 in 2018. That's a little low. Okay. I would just say that.
Okay. For around here especially, right?
Yeah.
Around here meaning Seattle. I don't know about the Austin market. How much different?
It seems low here for here too.
Okay.
So if you're using a professional florist that has education and knows what they're doing, that seems a little bit low to me. So.
Okay. All right. Gifts and favors, they're all pretty much the same. In fact, gifts for parents was exactly the same. That didn't change at all. Invitations, all pretty much the same. Ceremony programs, invitations and replies cards, they have it set at, in 2017 was $225 and then 2018 was $223. Sounds about right to me.
Yeah.
As far as costs.
Yeah. Postage didn't change, but it's about to because postage is going up again. I mean, you don't have to have all of these. So don't look at this and say, oh, I have to have all of these in your wedding thing. Thank you cards, yes. Save the dates. Only if you have out of town guests that are really busy. And to me, if you send your invitations out far enough beforehand, save the date cards.
They're not really a must. Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Reception menus. Don't worry about that. Table name and escort cards. Yes. If you're having a sit down dinner, please do some sort of table name and escort cards. It helps with the confusion.
There's a jewelry section. Yeah, I think that is pretty much all personal. So it's whatever you spend is what you spend. I don't think you should even worry about the average on that. Mm-hmm. Photography and video, though, it looks like digital or photo CDs or DVDs is going down. So I'm wondering if that's not such a big trend anymore, if maybe people aren't getting DVDs anymore.
Well, I mean, whose laptop or computer has a CD-ROM or anything in it now?
Right. I have an external one that I can plug in, right?
So I mean, my laptop does not have a CD-ROM drive in it anymore. So, I mean, they're kind of becoming obsolete. Stores are stopping selling, they're not selling hardly digital DVDs anymore. I mean, digital, yes, I can understand. You send them over a file. But photo CDs and DVDs, I think they're being phased out. The wedding photographer, the price went down a little bit. This is the average cost. Don't think this is what they should charge. 2017, it was $1,606. 2018, it was $1,597. So they went down a little bit.
Slightly, yeah.
Yeah. And the same with wedding videographers. They went down 0.6%. So from last year. But, you have, if photography and videography is on your list of that's, you have to have those, then I would extremely advise you to pick someone really, really good at their job.
Mm-hmm. And again, somebody that you mesh with.
Yes.
Right? Somebody that you really connect with. So let's move on to planner and consultant. Full service average in 2017 was $27.54. In 2018 was $27.22. So that's gone down a little bit. And again, like you said, average. Not sure exactly what it costs.
This is full service planning. This is not day of coordination. This is you hire them. They help you through the whole process.
That's right. The one big drop that we saw was month of direction. So that is hiring somebody for the month before your wedding and up to your wedding planning, consulting. 2017 was $10.58. It dropped to $10.36 in 2018. So that was the biggest drop. Even then, it's not that big.
Yeah. Day of coordinator. But you got to remember, day of coordination services, they just don't work on your day. They do have to plan. You do need to hire them in time for them to actually help you plan a little bit of that day. So it went down $1 between the 2 years.
Yeah. So basically the same. So, even there's a 4% change. It's just little bits in every single one of these. It's not that big of a change from 2017. Venue, catering, and rentals. The biggest change that we saw in that was rehearsal dinner prices. It went down 0.7%. No. But the officiant, from 2017 to 2018, went down $1 to $213. Bar service, basically $2,368, which went down a couple bucks. We're seeing about the same prices throughout.
Yeah. And I can't strive enough. This is average costs.
That's right. Please don't take this as that's how much everything's going to cost.
Well, they said this is how much. No, this is average cost. They take it from the sample from all over the United States and average it out. You're going to pay more in New York than you're going to pay in, say, El Paso.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. As we just told you.
Yeah.
All right. So let's move on to another stat that they shared with us. The 2017 to 2018 wedding demand changes. Demand is the percent of total couples getting married that purchased the product or service. So this is telling us where couples are putting their money, what they're spending money on as opposed to what they're not spending money on.
Attire basically stayed the same. Tuxedos and accessories went down. That was the biggest change. So I guess more people are, buying accessories elsewhere or not using them at all.
I'm thinking maybe not so many tuxedos, right?
Yeah.
They're changing up what the guys are wearing.
Yeah, well, the tuxedo rental purchase stayed the same. It's just the accessories, I guess maybe ties and, cufflinks and things like that.
Okay.
Beauty and spa, the biggest, this is kind of unusual. The demand went down for 2018. The biggest one was hair service. It was, 84% of the, they wanted this service in 2017. 78% wanted it in 2019. So that's a 7.1% drop.
That's right.
Makeup service was an 8.6% drop between 2017 and 2018. I wonder if it's because of prices.
Could be. It could be. Or they're having friends do it. Entertainment. This is really interesting to me. The biggest drop is in live bands. They went from 30% to 19%. Wow. People are not hiring live bands like they used to.
And I guess I can understand that because you don't get the variety of music you do with a DJ.
That's true. DJ did go down a little bit, but I really think it should have gone up. If they're taking away live bands, they should put it into DJs. But again, a DJ is multifaceted and can help throughout the ceremony and the reception. And it's just, anyway, we've talked about that before, so check that.
Flower and decor. The biggest drop was in boutonnieres and corsages, which I can understand that. I hate corsages.
Stop it.
Bouquets even went down 2%. So
yeah, just a little bit across the board. The only thing went up was event decorations by 2%.
No, which Yeah.
People are still getting event decorations, but they're kind of slimming down on the rest of it, looks like. A little bit.
Wedding favors. Next is gift and favors. Wedding favors has gone down to 75% in 2018 from 82% in 2017. Let's give a clap. Yay!
But gifts for attendance went down 16%. They're not spending as much on the attendance gifts, which is just fine because you're doing so much for them. You're paying for so much already.
Yeah. And maybe you're buying their hair and makeup, and that's their gifts or whatever. So,
exactly.
You know, gifts for parents went down quite a bit too. That's sad.
That is sad, but whatever. What's really sad is tips went down a little bit.
Yeah. Don't skimp out on tips.
Invitations.
The highest drop was reception menus. And the second highest drop was ceremony programs, engagement announcements, which I can understand. And then table name and escort cards. Which
means you're probably not having sit-down dinners, right? So, or you're doing something creative for that instead of the cards, ordering the cards. Jewelry. Well, you're still spending a lot on jewelry. But bracelets and earrings have gone down a little bit. But wedding rings and wedding bands basically are the same. They only went down just a couple percent.
Back to photo and videography. Wedding videography went down 20%. 20% in 2018.
Yeah. Amazing.
And wedding photography went down 2.2%.
Which is not much. Basically staying the same, which those are the two that we say don't overlook these two. Really don't overlook these two. But digital photos or CDs, DVDs went down 21%. So again, it looks like people aren't buying them.
Okay. So this is surprising. For planners and consultants, someone hired a planner to get started on wedding planning. They did not get full service or day of coordination. This is just for getting started. It went up 75%. 7% of the people hired a planner to get started with their wedding planning. You don't need to hire them. You can come to us. We'll help you out.
That's right. Have you seen our checklists and timelines? That'll get you started. Oh, that's really interesting. That is very interesting. So let's see. Their full service went down just a little bit.
Yeah. So more people are buying month of direction and day of coordination and then getting started.
Seems like they're trying to do it themselves.
Yeah. So month of direction went up 16.7% and day of coordination went up 5.9%. So if you're an aspiring planner, these are the 3 areas that you need to focus on.
Very interesting. Venues, catering, and rentals. Let's see. What is the highest drop?
Limo rental.
Yeah, limo rental. That went down.
Or other transportation, it seems.
Mm-hmm.
So you find your own way to the ceremony and reception.
The thing that they're spending more money on is event food service, which is really important, I think. If you're going to feed people, you need it to be good and fun and unique. And that's where they're spending it. Very good.
Yeah.
Rehearsal dinner went down a little bit.
Bar service went down, too.
But cake and desserts have stayed the same, which I'm surprised it didn't go up, you know?
You need cake and dessert.
Hey, that's part of what brings people to weddings. No, I'm just kidding.
And that's why you don't need to have any favors. You're giving them cake.
Yes, cake and drinks and food and whatever. All right, well, that was really interesting. Eye-opening stats right there on the cost of wedding. It just shows you what people are spending money on, what they aren't, what people are wanting more than other things, budgeting for. Again, go to the show notes right there in your podcast app or from ringtoveil.com/201, and we have links to these places, to these articles that we've talked about, and you can check it all out for yourself, especially if you're a numbers person. You'll love these.
So last week, Kim and I got a love letter from Kelly in Louisiana. I'll have to look you up when I go to see my in-laws. This is what she says. I would just like to give from Ring to Veil, a huge shout out from my rooftop all the way in Louisiana. Thank you so much for your fabulous podcasts, which, by the way, have inspired and taught me more than any magazine or book on the shelf ever could. Aww. I may not be a bride, well, I was almost 27 years ago, and how things have changed. Yes, they have.
Mm-hmm.
However, she is a mother of the bride, and just not one bride, but two. Both of her daughters are getting married in 1 month apart. Goodness gracious, I could not imagine.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be pulling my hair out.
No, you wouldn't, because you'd be following our advice and you'd be great.
I'd still be stressed. Anyway, the first daughter got married on February 2nd and is currently on her honeymoon. And the second wedding will take place in March. Both daughters have completely different styles.
Of course.
So the second wedding is certainly not going to be a copy and paste kind of wedding. Your podcast has educated me and allowed me to envision a perfect wedding day for both my girls in two totally different spaces. There's absolutely no way I could have planned these weddings without the help of Kim and Shannon. I actually refer to these two rock stars to my family and friends as my virtual besties. We love being a besties.
Yes. Too bad we can't go to lunch.
Yeah. If you are a bride or a mother of the bride, I strongly recommend their podcast to you. It was a game changer for me, and for that, I will forever be grateful for my two virtual besties.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Kelly, you bring tears to my eyes. Thank you.
That is really sweet. I mean, that just confirms that we're doing what we're supposed to be, and and we're helping people. You know, that's the whole point of this. And thank you so much, Kelly.
That reaffirms our desire to continue with this podcast.
That's right.
And it reaffirms mine too, because we've been warring back and forth on what to do this year, and we've got a lot of ideas and things like that. So it just reaffirms that we are doing a good job and that we're here for you and you're actually listening. You love me. Yes, you do, as Sally Field. So
that's true. All right, so let's wrap this show up. Hopefully you have gained some knowledge and some of these stats and findings that we've shared with you. This is really just to help you kind of rein it in.
You don't need to go spend $24,000 on your wedding.
Right.
Okay. Just because it's the average cost does not mean that, that's my budget. No. You make your own budget, find out what is important to you and do it that way. Don't go by anybody else's list, go by your list.
I would also recommend that you take a look at your own budget. Where is it at? Is it way above or way below? Just get a little bit of realness in there.
Mm-hmm.
Take it for what it is. It's an average of the costs. Yeah. So use that.
If you're hiring vendors and if they're out of your budget, don't say that's the be all end all. Use their knowledge and experience and ask them how we can lower this or, things like that. There's always alternatives to do.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to ask, right? Because the answer is no unless you ask. So if you have any topics or questions for us, please email us at info@fromringtoveil.com or message us on Facebook or Instagram. Let us know what you're thinking. Join our Facebook group. Ask us questions there. You can find us on Facebook, From Ring to Veil Wedding Planning Community. We ask 2 questions, really easy, answer them, and we'll let you in.
Are you getting married in the Seattle metro area? If so, check out our wedding planning resource guide. You can find it at fromringtoveil.com/RG paperback or fromringtoveil.com/RG Kindle. Go search on Amazon for Seattle wedding planning and it should pop right up.
If you're looking for some swag, you can find it at fromringtoveil.com/TEE. We have some From Ring to Veil FRTV stuff. We also have some bridal stuff for you and your bride tribe. T-shirts, bags, camera cases, phone cases, pillows, all kinds of stuff.
Does the pillows have From Ring to Veil on them?
We do have some, yes.
Okay.
Well, it's I just uploaded it, and then you can just put it on everything, you know? It's like t-shirt, yes. Sweater, yes. Pillow, yes. Phone case, yes. And if you haven't subscribed to the podcast, we are everywhere, including Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, CastBox, which seems to be really popular with you guys because that is one of our highest downloaders. Yeah, there you go. We also have an Alexa skill, YouTube, iHeartRadio, and we're working on Pandora. Hopefully we'll show up there soon. They're still in their beta thing with podcast, but if you are a Pandora listener, hopefully we'll be there soon. We'll let you know. But if we are not somewhere, please let us know because we want to be there. If we're not in your favorite podcast app, let us know.
Until next time, no stress, no worries. Keep calm and listen on.
Music provided by bensound.com.